Woo! Am I excited? I'm John Finn, and we're going to do an unboxing and review of the Marvel Legends series, X-Men's Wolverine. Looking really cool in his box here. The Marvel Legends boxes will be changing soon to no longer have the window, which is a bit of a bummer, but I get it because they need to start using less and less plastic, and that's pretty important, so let's keep that in mind. Got this badass image of Wolverine here on this side. Other side, oh, excuse me, it is the same image, and in the back, we got a cool image of him with his heated claws going, suddenly resurrected, and bearing superheated adamantium claws. Once again, Wolverine must fight to reclaim his freedom and his mind. I'm gonna be straight up, I don't really know the storyline that's been going on in the comics lately. This is just a version of Wolverine that I really like. I had one that's very similar to this in my old collection from the old Toy Biz line. So we're gonna get this guy open, we're gonna take a quick look at him and figure out if he's worth the money or not. Stick around. Alright, we've got Mr. Wolverine out of his package here, and you can see a lot of the detail on him. One thing that's kind of cool, these little shoulder pads that are part of his costume do have their own articulations, so you can really get imposing. And I don't know if you can see there, but there are some butterfly joints in there as well, so you can really get him posing around. He does come with the extra head sculpt of Wolverine without his mask on, and he's all snarly and stuff. I'm not as big on these screaming / snarling head sculpts, but it's nice to have the alternative because this is a look that he often sported both in the comic and in the cartoon series. If we take a closer look at the figure himself, you can see there is this kind of red finish to the claws themselves to indicate that they are superheated. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it is a cool looking effect. And the claws are pretty, I mean, they're pliable, but they're pretty solid. Like, they're not gonna flip and flop and everything like that, which is really cool. It's got a lot of cool detail on his costume here. It really reminds me of both his debut costume as well as his main costume from the 90s in the comic books. You can see a better look at these butterfly joints here on the back where you can kind of scrunch him back so he can do kind of a, you know, the thing that he usually does where he holds his arms back. It's like, I'll kill you. The belt is a separate piece. I love that it is not molded on. It is just on there, which is a cool little touch. It's got the X-Men emblem there on this on the buckle, and he's got the cool boots that kind of flare out like his mask do, so he can have you know, some really cool situations going on here. This is a cool little Marvel figure. For me, if you're a 90s fan, this is a must-have, even if you're not a big collector of the Marvel Legends series. If you're from the 90s and 80s and you remember Wolverine from back then, I really suggest getting this because he's just wonderful nostalgia, just in one little package. It would have been nice if he came with an extra pair of hand sculpts so he could have a non-clawed version of him on the shelf. But with what he is, he's still really fucking cool, and I really dig what they've done with this figure all around. His height seems to be about right for what he is in the comics. Really cool, just nice detail on him. You can see the kind of wear on his skin because he is older. He has been beaten to hell and apparently at this point died and come back to life. So of course he's going to be a little scarred up and things like that. But this is just a really well-made figure. Really cool. I'm super excited to add him to my collection and maybe think up some storylines to put him in my play sessions. If you want to see one of my play sessions, let me know. I might record one for the YouTube, but we'll see if there's any demand for that. But sick. Just sick all around. It's Wolverine. He's got the claws. He's got the outfit. He's got the extra head sculpt. I dig it. If you can find this guy at retail, I definitely suggest you buy him. And I hope this video is giving you an idea of whether or not this is something that you want to add to your collection. I would say yes. If you're just a general fan of the X-Men from the 90s especially, I would absolutely add him just so you can have him, you know, hanging out around all the other cool figures. Everybody needs a good Wolverine in their collection, especially if you're an 80s and 90s kid. Hope this helped you figure out if this is something you want to add, and I hope you keep collecting the way you like to collect, whether that's keeping your figures mock, opening them for display or for play. However you like to do it is the right way to do it, and if anybody else says otherwise, say you're going to send Wolverine his superheated claws to slash them up. Till next time, I'm John Finn, and I'm out.